weekend due to the international break. What a result for our ladies team, thumping Liverpool 4-0 with a very impressive display. Watched the game highlights on TV last night, but saw very little of our special guest, as in Ann-Katrin Berger, accompanied by the Blues ladies manager Marc Skinner. As for the men, well, the next 8 days may well define our season. Ipswich at home this Saturday, and how about this, just under 5,000 travelling to Bolton on a Tuesday night. One thing is about Blues fans is that we never, ever, ever give up, and we never stop believing. And that next season we will be in this division. Whatever happens, our supporters have given their all to rally the team. So this really is it. The clocks have gone forward and it's light outside. Summer's just round the corner. Can we even possibly think or imagine that relegation could be a reality? Or can we just once again scrape out of this mess along with Gary Monk in the squad, which looks so much more improved over the last few weeks? I've been to get me Bolton tickets today, and we'll be leaving early to soak up what's going to be one of the best atmospheres since that famous last game up there in Barcelona. Birmingham City is surely too big a club to drop out of this division, and if we do manage the great escape once again, the owners have to fully support Gary Monk and his vision for the club. It's nervy bum time, so let's get strapped in and get ready for the world's only Tilton Talk Show. Still upbeat from the win we had a week or so ago, but listen to this, 4-0. 4-0 against Liverpool. Marc, Ann-Katrin. Is that Ann-Katrin or Katrin Ann? Which do you prefer?
Ann.
So it'll be Ann. That makes my life so much easier. But it's one syllable would work for me.
Easier to remember,
Easy.
And Chris, and Nick, you see, it's all one syllable stuff. That's all I can do, it's all I can manage.
Yeah.
And again, international week. Did you watch the England game, Marc? Chris?
Mark? It started well anyway. Yeah. I did watch the England game.
Alright, that's enough of that.
I thought it was terrific for what it's worth. I thought they were very good. Front three were lively. No, you didn't. No, I promised. I promised Pete that I'd have a look at it, and I will have a look at it at some point, 30 years down the line, maybe when I've got nothing else to do. But
when checking voices old, was Frank Worth.
yeah.
Right, welcome Marc and welcome Anne. Thanks for coming along with us tonight. Great win yesterday. I'll put the telly on yesterday. I didn't see anything of you. It was all in their goal, wasn't it? It was all brilliant stuff, you know what I mean? So I thought, hey, I'll have some of that. But that's an impressive win, 4-0 against a very good Liverpool side.
Yeah, I think I was really pleased with. I think the most important thing for me was the clean sheet, and I know it'll be most important to Anne as well. But I thought that we're exactly where we thought we would be at this stage of the season. I don't think, if I'm being really honest, Liverpool gave as good as I think they could if they were on top form, but take nothing away from our girls. We put them to bed. So happy.
My mic is apparently no good, says Marc. Well, let me know.
I'll read this one out because it's piqued. The words piqued my interest. Thought Hayley Ladd was superb yesterday. Now, obviously a big favourite of mine, but you know she had a niggly injury just before the international break. Didn't play with Wales. Was that something you had a chat with Jane Ludlow about, or was that Hayley's decision? Or
I think it was really important she went out with the camp with Wales. We had a little inkling that she'd go to some warm weather training, see how she was, and if it was fit and healthy, she'd play some part. Yeah. But as it was, it weren't quite ready. So we they made a safe option and took her out of it. That's fair, but it was good for her to be with the squad. So we would never stop our player going away the national. But yeah, she was good yesterday. Well, she's a top class player. So.
But great to see the Blues ladies team on TV as well.
Well, yeah,
I'd like. I know the other game had the most of it, but
but I'd like to see a little bit more. If I'm being honest,
absolutely.
I think that it's just so heavily populated with Chelsea, Manchester City, and Arsenal. I think there's so many more teams in this league that have a lot of quality that's just not shown. So it just becomes a bias, in my opinion, and. That's the more I stay in this game, the more I understand that. So for me, I'd like to see a fairer, wider representation of all the other teams too.
That was the first time that I've seen FA Cup highlights on that programme.
Right, okay.
And it's because, like Marc said, it's because Arsenal played and Man City played. They couldn't have had a show without mentioning or showing Arsenal or Man City. Now, there was tons of WSL2 games. It's called the WSL show. And play the WSL2 highlights if you're going to talk about the WSL. But obviously, because they didn't have anything to talk about league-wise with Man City and Arsenal, chucked in the FA Cup games.
Gabby says, happy birthday, Skins.
Thank you, Gabs.
Where was it?
When was it? Friday.
You're asking Anne when your birthday was.
Friday. It's been.
Anne when
We've
your
got
birthday
3
was.
games. We've
You're
got
as bad
3
as me,
games in a
mate.
week. I asked her. She got me a present. No, it was Friday last week. Friday.
Friday. Did you do anything special?
I went down to London to watch Aladdin.
Oh, right.
Laura took me to watch Aladdin. It was about a 6.5 out of 10.
Oh.
The genie was great. I loved the genie, but I weren't really having Aladdin. It was a bit lightweight for me.
Ever the perfectionist.
He was. I'd have preferred a little bit more soul in him, but the genie he lit it up for me. So it was a nice night out. I really enjoyed it.
Good. Where was that at?
It was in by Soho. So we went to the Prince Edward Theatre, I think it was.
All right. Okay.
It was a nice birthday treat. But I think Laura's on Fighting Talk on BBC 5 Live the day after.
Oh.
So she had to go there as well. So it fit in with a little bit of a work thing for her too.
Lawrence Harvey says hello to my family in Birmingham. See you all Saturday and keep right on. That message has gone out loud and clear. And evening from Porthcawl from Gregory Beasley. We've already had, when I switched mine on, let me have a look, 1,100 views already, 54 shares. If I refresh that would go up considerably more. A target, an average audience is between 20 and 30,000 a week now, which has just gone absolutely incredible. It's a shame that we can't break into the men's club as well. I know they've got Blues TV and bits and pieces going on, but we do promote the good name of Birmingham City Football Club around the world. This literally, how many countries have you rattled out to me earlier?
I've got no mic on, but a lot.
Yeah, and
Canada, States, Australia, New
Zealand.
There's a guy who comes on regularly from Queensland, isn't he? Leonard, I think it is.
Yeah, Leonard from New Zealand, we literally go around the world, and then obviously people will wake up, put their alarm clocks on for this, on the opposite side of the planet, which is mad. It's crazy.
That's why we're happy to come back.
Oh, we love it. We love it. As I say, it just promotes the name of Birmingham City Football Club. That's
Absolutely.
What we're interested. We're not in, there's no egos here, is there? Well, now you're smiling.
I mean, let's be honest. My face is on most of the intro video. So no, definitely not. No, it's
not
casual.
about that. It is about promoting the name of Birmingham
Absolutely.
City, ladies and men's.
Absolutely.
And you're always welcome to come in. Honestly,
Thank you.
We mean that.
Kevin Kelly says, Mark and Anne, would you like the? We were talking about the highlights of women's football and Blues as well. Blues TV, they show a lot of, if they can, they show the stream of the live games or stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's not currently anything available on the Blues ladies game side of things. Would you be that's something you'd be interested in developing for people who have that Blues TV, right?
Yeah, no, I think it is. We have our interviews on there, so if the girls have an interview, but I think it's just I think it's a growth. I think it's a little bit of being patient. I think that will happen.
Yeah.
I've just got off an interview with Colin Tatham for the programme notes and stuff on Wednesday and then Sunday, so it is growing. I think it's a manpower thing as well. I think once their group grow as well, I think that the 100% they're great with us, and I won't praise them highly enough. They do a great job, and I think that will come in the future.
Yeah,
Definitely.
It's also success driven as well.
It is.
The more success we have, then the more interest there'll be in the team and the group. So.
Well, that's in general, isn't it? And I think we want to be successful, don't we? We want more than anything to be successful, and we want to give Birmingham. We love our city, so we want to give our fans, both male and female fans, something to be really proud of. So that's why we try and work hard every day, isn't it? To make sure we're doing that.
Look, quite a decent crowd there as well.
There was about 860 odd, I think, something like that, which was
the last few games
great.
have been pretty good. The City, obviously, the last two were Man City, but the one on the FA Cup. But the weeknight was normally weeknights suffer a little bit, but I mean we were behind the goal. It was pretty loud actually,
and we heard you.
We were all right, weren't we?
We heard
that game actually. So whether it was under the lights, it's a different atmosphere, but I thought it was a decent crowd for a night game.
It was.
Aaron Gallows wants to know if we've got to just give an account to get Mrs. Brown an extra microphone. And Leonard Edgington has joined us from all the way from Queensland in Australia. There you go. Welcome, Leonard. It's probably about 7 o'clock in the morning there. And he's probably off to work shortly. I don't know whatever they do. Blues TV should definitely show the ladies play. They show just as much art as the men's first team, if not more, especially the last few seasons. And Ian Lomas says, how is it being back on the pitch, Anne? And do you enjoy the sweeper keeper role you had yesterday?
I actually was really bored yesterday.
Brilliant answer. Just leaning against the post. Nothing's happening down here, mate.
No, obviously, as a goalkeeper, sometimes it's good to do nothing, but sometimes it's good to do something to help the team out. But yeah, I feel great. I feel really, really blessed to be on the pitch again. So for me, it was such a long time, but actually, if you look back, it was just like 2 months, not even 2 months. So yeah, I can have one board game. Maybe next time it should be a little bit more work for me.
Let's hope not.
We should, for people who might not be aware of your situation, take us back to what we're talking mid-November, end of November time. We were discussing earlier, found a lump on your neck, and what happened from there.
So I actually had like a lump in my neck for maybe 1.5 months, and it was just like there, and then it went and came back, and then at the end it was actually just growing and growing. So I went to the doctor, and they after a few ultrasound and a CT scan, they actually told me I had thyroid cancer. So at the beginning I was actually just shocked, but because cancer, it's not a nice word, but if you actually look at it, my type of cancer was not the worst cancer. So for me it was just like I just want to come back again, and I just want to go be healthy again. And then after the first appointment, they just told me I have to do an operation. And on the 5th of December, I had my operation, stayed in the hospital for a few days, and then and then after a month I was back on the pitch, train a little bit, obviously at first a little bit running, a little bit just footwork and everything, and then I had radioiodine treatment, because that's usual. You have to do at least one, because at the operation day you can't clean everything just with your eyes, so the radioiodine tablet was just for killing all the cancer cells. And then after this, I was back in the game. Actually, yeah.
I mean, from our incredible, 2.5 months from diagnosis, and then we went down to Reading. It was the FA Cup game, wasn't it? So we went down to Reading, and Hannah Hampton had played the last few games, and then we get in the ground and go on checking on Twitter and see that Anne's name is on the team sheet was absolutely incredible, and it gave the fans a massive lift, and you can tell us what it felt like for the rest of the squad as well, because obviously we're all a tight knit unit, and to see Anne back in the side for the rest of the girls, that must have been an incredible lift as well.
I think I'd just take it back quickly to the first time she told us, when we were all in the room. She told the staff first, and the first thing she says was, "How long is it going to take till I'm back on the field?" And then she stood in the room with all the girls and told them, and obviously there was some emotion, but there was no emotion. She couldn't understand why, because in Anne's mind she's so driven that she wants to ensure that nothing's going to stop her from reaching her target. So for me, it was always going to be a pleasure to welcome her back to the group and onto the pitch. And as you can see, look at the results and look at what's happening. And again, Hannah done a great job. Fran, when she deputised, when she came on against Everton, great job. They've got a fantastic future ahead of them, but she's my number one, and quite rightly she's my number one, because she's world class, not only on the pitch but off the pitch. So I can't really sum up in emotion just how my emotions towards her, but I have to stay professional, I have to stay focused, and that's what she gives to our group. So her emotions are well hidden at times. But to see her back into just in our environment, it's just like having a wall behind you that, you know, it's almost impregnable. You can't get past her. So, and that's what she gives to us. And you know, there aren't many humans in life that, let alone in football, that allow you to feel that. So, I'm extremely privileged. And you know what? Of all the good things that was happened before I was Birmingham manager, she was probably the best that the decision that was made. So, I'm really pleased and to have her back in my team. So
your bravery is resolute. It's absolutely brilliant. It's amazing. And I do have to say that, you know, we did speak about it like before the show, is that I kind of know what you're going through, because the same's happening in our household at the moment. But you know, Sharon was told that there was nothing wrong with hers whatsoever, and it was a cosmetic lump. And I was telling her, don't have it done. And she had the sense of mind to have it done. And there was a cancer in it. So thankfully they've taken that out. So, but that was like 8-9 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And she's still off work at the moment. She's old though, don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? So she's not like you. I hope she's
Over the charmer.
I do hope she's listening. But your bravery is absolutely amazing. It takes me 2 days to go over cutting my fingernails.
No, actually, I think if you speak to a doctor and you actually have the facts in front of you, and the doctor, that's them like area to be good in it. So I think you actually have to believe in them and trust in them.
Absolutely.
And that's why it's just like, and I told everybody, the TVs and everything, it was just like, obviously the first time it's just like, it's a shock because cancer is not
word,
nice.
isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But if you have a look behind everything, then it's just like there's nothing on my side now. Obviously, as I said, it's just like there are other types of cancer, but it's just like if you have the facts, and like for me, if you have facts in front of you, then why should I be worried?
Right.
It's incredible
crazy,
attitude,
yeah.
though,
Yeah,
because
it's
you
brilliant.
know, I think it is that situation, isn't it? It's that the doctor sits you down and says, I mean, Chris, you've been through it as well. You know, for somebody to actually sit you down and say you've got cancer, and you're right, and it is that word, isn't it? It's, you know, it's got that stigma that actually, you know, even nowadays when there's so much help about and so much possibility, but you still get that. Okay, that's a problem, you know what I mean? But you know, your attitude has been nothing short of inspirational for a hell of a lot of people. You know, and I think as well the wider women's football community as well. You know, when the news broke, there was, you know, from every corner of women's football, there was an awful lot of support and well wishes. That must have felt that, you know, good within yourself as well, about the fact that everybody was taking time to wish you well.
No, it surprised me. But I told everybody I'm not going for media just because to get sympathy.
No, of
because
course, yeah.
I really don't like it, and I'm not the type who is on the social media all the time. But it's just like all the peoples around me, or like, normal peoples. I feel like I'm a normal person, but it's just like I have a little bit more power to tell everybody like who's in the same situation, or even worse. I think if you have a good mentality and like you do everything and try to be positive all the time, it helps a lot. Because otherwise, I think I wouldn't be on the pitch 2.5 months ago.
No way.
So it's just like it's just a mentality, and you have to set your targets and be positive, even if it's like, I can tell you, it was not the nicest thing to be in isolation for 3 days.
Yeah.
It was really bad, but it's just like you have to go through it because you want to be healthy, and that was all in my mind. And if I wouldn't be positive, probably I would need another one or something.
Yeah.
So it's just, you have to believe in and trust in the doctors, and they know what they do, and that's why that was my only thought.
Yeah.
And also, ladies and gentlemen, go with your instincts, and when you find these lumps, get them sorted quickly, because the quicker you do it, the better the results can be.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
definitely.
welcome back. Oh, lots of people have joined in. My golly, where's all this going? An inspiration to all women, youngsters, and everybody involved in sport beyond and general Birmingham City. We fight till the end. Glad you're back. You've got blue noses behind you. Fair play. Straight back wearing the badge. 100% with a big arm. Best wishes for a continued good health. See, absolutely inspirational individual. Keep right on. Just loads of messages.
That's why we wanted you to come on, not so people can come on and say you're an amazing person, but actually you're sharing your story, like you said. That's why you spoke to TVs as well, because you're actually you're telling people your story and how your attitude towards it helped you through it. Do you know what I mean? And that's good for that's good for people to hear, definitely.
Yeah, Paul Thomas, I see a goalkeeping icon on the panel. Welcome, Ann-Katrin Berger, one amazing lady and such a lovely person. So privileged to have met you. There you go.
You can tell how much she doesn't like praise.
No,
as well. She really doesn't. She finds it. Really
we do, but we never get any.
I've no idea what it feels like.
My son Adam's joined. Adam, yes, I have got the Bolton tickets. They're here on the table. I'll show you them. There they are. Look at this, man.
Can I just quickly say we got 87 shares so far?
87.
Wow.
Let's go, Chris.
Incredible. It was 111 last week, wasn't it? 157. Okay, can we beat that this week then, please? Can everybody please share this on your personal Facebook wall? And once you've done that, you are in the draw for a prize next week. Right. Gabby asked a little while ago, where do you see the next 5 years as far as women's football goes?
I just think I hope more, but I think it's going to grow. I think there's a great example I think the attitude towards women's football is changing from male counterparts in the game. I know when I go on to coaching licenses and so on, before people have looked down their nose at me if I'm at Birmingham City Ladies or a ladies club, and I think that now that's changing. And I think, look, there are things happening in the women's game. Phil Neville becoming the England manager, that will raise the profile, and I think maybe the FA are trying to look for that. And as much as the profile can be raised, look, I'm absolutely adamant that I work with some of the best professionals, whether they're female or male. It doesn't really matter to me. So I think it's going to grow because you'll see the quality of the teams. It's all based on success. If England are successful in the next 100%. Tournament, I think that it'll grow again. And if you look at the previous tournaments, that's where it's grown from. So the girls just need to keep focus on being good.
It's all right. I don't know what's happening to my laptop. It's just flashing constantly. Crazy. Dave Twine wants to know if you got wind.
Me?
I don't know why. No, Mr. Fun has wind.
Thanks for the concern, though.
Yeah, but we're all concerned.
Colin Perry says, "Can you tell Mark is that retired or returned? Retired from football, and thanks for all the help back in the day."
Bless Colin. He was a good guy. We grew up together. He was a goalkeeper, and I think I saw a message where he said he was better than me.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll give you that. You can know. Well, do you know what? I'll be humble and I'll say, yeah, Colin, you can have that. That's absolutely fine. So, good. Hope he's well, and keep listening to a great show, please.
Excellent stuff. Dennis wants to know, can we have a penalty shootout with Mr. Fun before the next ladies' home match? Every missed penalty, you've got to put a tenner in the local.
Okay, what, against Dan?
Yeah. You'll be skint, mate.
My God, I'm trying to buy a house. I've got no chance.
You'll be skint.
I saw her in the FA Cup last season against Chelsea, wasn't it? The semi-final. You saved 2. Was it 2 you saved in that one?
I genuinely have never seen a better penalty save out or take out. This girl is on penalties like taken as well after some of our players. She's, genuinely unbelievable.
Yeah. I can't join in because I'd snap. Kev Kelly, does Mark have any day-to-day contact with the men's team and their staff?
No, I think there's just been such a turnover. The club have been brilliant.
By the time you meet them, they're gone.
I think I'd really would like and encourage a meeting with Gary Monk once he's being able to breathe. I think he's just focused on making sure that we stay up.
Right.
And but after that, I'm sure that I'll get an opportunity. I did speak about going into see Steve Cottrell and so on, but I just don't think it ever materialised. So I think it will happen.
Dodged a bullet there, Mark.
I think it will happen. And
but if Marc's going to come in, then there might have been an interview.
That's true. Yeah.
Well,
I doubt it. I doubt it.
the club have been brilliant. I must reiterate that though. So I think that will happen at some point.
Yeah.
Great question from Adam Wilkes. Can you ask Skins what he reckons the best route for my 6-year-old daughter is to go down and try and make it?
Well,
Skins?
Well, I think it's because Gabby Cabby
has
called that. Yeah. So I think it's just my biggest advice would play every position and play every sport until you're ready. I think the RTC's Birmingham starts at under 8.
Right.
Join your local grassroots clubs as well, because everything's growing. There's a lot of funding going into those at the minute. And then when you think or feel that you're ready, contact Birmingham, contact Christina Torkildson, or if you look on our website, or Chris, and they'll point you in the right direction. But for me, play sports, just keep playing and enjoying.
What would you say would be the right age for them to start?
Start as young as you feel that they're
as soon as they can kick a ball.
Physically literal. Make sure you're physically literal, so that your body can move in every kind of way. What we tend to do is
that's what went wrong there.
specify into one sport too early, and then their inability.
Yeah.
And you were still an outfield player, wasn't you?
Yeah,
Did
I
you
was
join
actually.
goalkeeping late?
Yeah, I was. When I was 17, 18, I started to be a goalkeeper. Before I was a striker. Or midfielder or
that's
defender.
Why you're on penalties.
That's why I think I know how striker thinks.
Oh, okay.
And that's why it's easier for me now.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Stephen Gills asked Dan, who were your favourite goalkeepers when you were growing up?
Van der Sar. He was. I think he was an amazing goalkeeper. It's not because. He was a calm person. I think he started to be an outfield player, the next, like the fifth defender in this time. He actually run a lot, not like me, because I'm not running because it's too much work for me. No, but it's just like I actually really, really liked him.
Yeah. A couple of things here. Steve Plant says, do we really want to see Mr. Fun in a pair of shorts? There is that, I suppose.
Come on.
He turns up in shorts usually every week. It's only because we've got guests in this week and you've got trousers on. You turn up in shorts. Genuinely, every week.
I know somebody mentioned my hair earlier. It is disgraceful, and I apologise.
What's that? Your hair?
My hair, yeah.
Oh, I had mine cut this week.
Yeah. I should have done this.
Mark Swinscoe, are you better at taking penalties than Kevin Poole?
There's no way Anne's got a clue who Kevin Poole is. I only just about remember Kevin Poole.
Kevin Poole's ex-man's goalkeeper.
Yeah.
I don't know him, but probably, yeah.
Probably.
Relax yourself. Yeah.
Paul Ipkiss says Cottrell would have played Anne on the left.
Yeah, he would, yeah.
We do suffer intolerably from humour, which is brilliant, because there is one thing that we love, and that's to laugh on air, right? Yeah. Whatever we're doing with it. And some of the comedy that comes in is just pretty much out of this world. But we usually end up reading 99.9999% of them, don't we?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
There was just one that came through.
We should have a filter, really. I was going to say, England at the moment, the men's and the women's, really, at the moment. And I think Germany as well. Obviously, you come from Germany at the moment. Heading into the World Cup in 2018, England's goalkeeping situation is a little bit ropey. We're not sure on who the number one is. Manuel Neuer at the moment is still injured, I think.
Yeah, he's still injured.
So there's a little bit of uncertainty over who would be Germany's number one as well. Is that obviously, Marc said it tonight, you are the number one at Blues. Does that make it a lot easier for you in your mind, knowing that actually you're the number one, and it helps the defence as well? So if everybody's fit, you're playing. Whereas at the moment for England, Jordan Pickford played Friday night, Jack Butland's playing tomorrow night. Joe Hart's still in and around the squad at the moment. Neuer, Ter Stegen might be Germany's goalkeeper at the moment. Maybe is it a lot more comfortable for you and the defence knowing that you're the number one and that's how it is?
Obviously, it's good to know that that the coach is actually trusting you to 100%.
Yeah.
But I also think for a goalkeeper, you need the trust, but also you have to work hard and you have to deserve to be the number one. If, for example, I was in a few situations, maybe 4 years ago, I was actually told my coach I don't feel fit enough to help my team. So if I'm not like fit enough, or if I know I'm the other one is better as me or something, then I would say, you know what, coach, I think she was working harder than me the last couple of days, weeks. Then obviously I would tell him. But I also think for a goalkeeper, obviously, as I said, it's just like you need the trust from the coach, because that's the most important part, because then you can give the trust and the calmness, safetyness to all your defender. So it's really important. But also the team, I think Germany, the men's has like really good goalkeeper. I'm a big fan of Ter Stegen. Because he's also a really good goalkeeper, playing football from with his feet and everything. So I think we have a lot of good goalkeepers in Germany. Well, I think Pickford is actually a good goalkeeper. I really like him. And
he's very good.
It's amazing, and I really like those kind of goalkeepers who can play with
they've got
their
the confidence
feet.
to play as well.
So on that then, Kelke's asking, who do you rate as number one at Blues, Stockdale or Kujak?
Tough, innit?
Harsh questions. You don't have to answer.
You're not really seen them play,
I think what was
the game you'd have played would have been Stockdale, I'd imagine.
Because I really like his distribution as well.
I think
he was actually sick.
I think that's another part of that. That's probably why Stockdale's got the number one. You know that actually there might not be much between them shot stopping.
Because Kujak's a good shot stopper.
He is exactly, and Stockdale is as well. But actually, when it comes to it, you know, if you're trying to get moves going quickly, you mentioned Pickford. The England's goal on Friday night came from Pickford coming well out of his area and giving it to Stones as quick as possible, and they got going. And that is nowadays that's a massive part in the game, isn't it? From building like that.
Last week we had quite a big issue on the Tilton Talk Show. We had Shirtgate. Somebody turned up. Somebody turned up last week in a was it a Real Madrid shirt?
No, Spain.
A Spain.
Yeah.
Spain football top.
It was,
People want to know what you're wearing tonight, mate.
It's England. I made a concerted effort. I'm not going to reveal who's on the back because it's
check and do it.
It's a tough one for me and Marc. I love that man to bits, but it's the biggest disagreement we'll have, I think. Who's on the back of my England
You can
shirt.
share. You can share. That's fine.
Chloe Pepler.
Oh, Bleepy says poor Mr. Fun Cops every week. No one doy this week though.
No, let's not talk about it.
No,
let's not go into that this week. No need.
Another thing we do on the Tilton Talk Show every week is who rate all the pies.
Okay.
So we have people going around rating pies, obviously, when we go away days.
Yeah.
I'll do the Bolton one this week.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll do the Bolton one on.
I'll do Bristol.
Okay.
Wednesday night for our away game if they do any pies. I'll have a gander.
Adam Wilkes wants to know what are the pies like down at the Moors.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
You never had a pie?
I don't think they do them. There's a burger van.
There you go. Paul Gilmore's don't do pies. Thumbs down.
And a massive thumbs down as well, which I didn't go on Sunday, so I'll be keen to know if it's changed on Sunday. The Bovril, they sell Bovril, and there is no pepper.
What?
That's right.
I couldn't eat cornflakes without pepper on. I have pepper on everything, mate.
It's like putting. You're just offering.
Will you shut up?
The
great, they don't even sell halves at St Andrews.
offering the great and the good all that you could possibly want in the world on a cold night, a bovril with some pepper, and then there's no pepper. So it's one of life's bigger issues.
You have to put some of them little sachets in your pot.
You've got, what are we going to do with Russia? What are we going to do with North Korea?
Well, Russia's being dealt with.
And what are we going to do about the pepper down at Solihull Moors?
Russia's being dealt with at the minute, isn't it? You know, the world have joined in.
But why are
tonight,
they dealing with Russia and not the pepper issue down at Solihull Moors?
Where does pepper come from? Which country does it originate from?
I don't know.
No, not me.
No.
No.
I thought you actually knew that.
No. If anybody out there does know, I'm sure they'll tell us in a minute. The men train at Wast Hills from Adam Wilkes. Where do the women train out of interest?
Do you want me to answer that? We train at, we've got a kind of mixed venue. We train at Old Sil Hillians Rugby Club. We get the use of that 3-4 times a week, but then we do on occasion have the ability to train at Wast Hills. It's just room at Wast Hills, it's nothing else. If they had the room to accompany us, then we'd be able to go there. I just think they've got all the kids there, all the men and stuff. So if the planning goes through to build a bigger Wast Hills or change the site around, then I'm sure we'll be
Is there some more land available there?
I think there's land next to it, but I think that if they stay up and stuff, they'll look to invest and stuff, the funds and...
Please don't talk.
No, and I'm sure we will. Look, we will.
It's not money.
Definitely.
It's just that thought of relegation. It's just I can't cross it. Paul Gill, same as me, Nick. I eat raw peppercorns while I'm waiting for my mixed grill. Good man. That's the way forward, isn't it? It's like chips with no salt and vinegar. Pepper and bovril is life from Andy Smith.
It is life. Well said, Andy.
The closest you'll get, Nick, is half a lager and the Peppa Pig cup. I went to get half a lager. You know, there's a guy who walks around the back of St Andrews with a big vat of lager on his back. I wouldn't sell me half. I only wanted half. Put half in a pint glass. I bothered. I just wanted half because I haven't got the authority to do that. Never mind. Kev Kelly, Nick, all the pepper. It's all that pepper is what makes you glow like a ready bread kid. Rate my condiments.
Well, it's poor. Let's put it that way. He's sorting out.
Rob Knight is saying Vietnam is the world's largest producer of black pepper. Thanks for that, Rob.
Is that to Google that?
You could.
There's no way he knows that off by heart.
The what? Sorry.
There's no way he knows that off by heart. Is that to Google that?
Well, I don't know. He might do. Pepper comes from India, Indonesia, Sarawak, Malaysia and Brazil, according to Daniel Ruan. I hope I've said your name right. Black pepper from the western Ghats of Kerala state in India.
What is going on? I just want it in Solihull. That's all I need.
But seriously, one of my favourites is like double poached egg on toast. And they have to be black. They literally have to be like completely covered in pepper. Oh yeah, I love the stuff.
Really?
That and Worcestershire sauce.
Oh yeah,
Worcestershire sauce on plain crisp. No, we're talking serious, proper business now. And Worcestershire sauce in your pot noodles.
Yeah, that's
See, it's not just football we can talk about on here.
We've got obviously the brilliant win on yesterday.
Yeah.
In a busy week, so we've got Bristol away on Wednesday, and then Sunderland at home on Sunday. Yep. What's the preparations now? Obviously, I mean, we didn't play for 4-5 weeks.
Yeah.
And then we've got 3 games in a week.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's completely crazy, but you know that's the way. With some of it was weather, some of it is international breaks and things like that. How does that affect preparations and in terms of your efforts in getting the teams prepared for those 3 games?
Well, we'll always have in mind the different opposition. We've played them all once now, so Bristol will have a turnaround tomorrow, so we'll go in for a training session in the morning. It'll probably only do an hour because we need it to be light, but we'll do analysis. So we'll do double analysis on our game that we've just done, and also
any of these games televised?
Bristol. I don't know. No, the one on Sunday
would it be
was
something you would consider, like just put it on Facebook live stream or something like that.
I think the FA do that.
They do it. I mean, obviously
would they have
the FAWSL did ours on Sunday.
Would they have rights and things like that?
Yeah, obviously
so you couldn't just turn up with your camera and just do it.
You probably could, but you just
yeah, you'd get taken off afterwards, wouldn't it? Copyright infringement, but yeah.
Going back to again, with the impending staying up, going down scenario, Adam Wilkes says that seems very harsh to me. If the men stay up, the women benefit by having better facilities. If they don't, the women suffer, and there stems what is wrong with the attitude to the women's game still.
Yeah, I think it's not so much that. I don't think the club will state that. I think that if the club stay up, I just think that the investment will be there anyway. I just think that there's priorities, isn't there? It's a natural. Look, I will state to everybody that will care to listen, the club have been fantastic. The board have been fantastic. Genuinely have. They come and support us. They've been to our games. We've been to we went to the Huddersfield game in the boardroom. So the girls have been on the pitch. Have been around for National Women's Week. So. We're at that stage where I'm really thankful for the club, and I know that if we continue to grow and we continue to be successful, the club will back us. So I'm really pleased, and because we sometimes get a bad press, as in the club sometimes, the ownership, but actually, they've been fantastic with us.
And at the end of the day, as bad as it sounds, obviously I'd love more money to be pumped and be made available to Blues and the players and Marc, but obviously. There's 25,000 people who were at the whole game. If you all of a sudden turn around and to all Blues season ticket holders and Blues supporters who don't necessarily have an interest in the women's game and say, sorry, we can't sign Jordan Rose from Sheffield Wednesday this summer because we're putting 2 million into the women's team, they'll be up for.
Yeah.
As bad as that. Obviously, as bad as that sounds, there would be.
There would be.
Yeah, David Twine, we can't say Andoy this week, so pepper is the in word. And Daniel wants a hog roast down at St Andrews. I'd completely and utterly agree with that.
They've done that a couple of times.
Tilton Talk does Tilton Talk does MasterChef.
it feels like it. Was the poutine back?
I think so.
On Sunday.
I think so.
I missed that as well.
I think so. Yeah, it was next to the ice cream van.
Dark days. These are.
Bleep is asking how come the Blues ladies don't play at St Andrews. I think that's wrong.
We do. We've got a game at the end. We've got a game. I just think it's...
Played the cup game, didn't we, against Doncaster, and then Reading.
We've got Reading at the last game of the season in May, so we will be playing there, so please come along and support. But I just think, look, we're trying to work on our product. We want to make sure we've got a team and something that's worth watching that gets in many fans. So we're working on that at the minute, and Anne knows that. So we want something where people go, wow. We don't just want to. We don't want to just exist and win games of football. We want to dominate them, and we flip that round. And hopefully, people are starting to see that. We take on Liverpool and we look at 67% possession.
I couldn't believe the stats on that yesterday. It was incredible.
Exactly. They didn't have a shot on target.
But it's been coming.
Yeah, it has.
And I speak to Marc after most games, and we've had discussions about it before, haven't we? But we've seen it coming. We had a little bit of a tough run, Liverpool away. We had a tough run of away games on horrible, dirty, filthy pitches that should be thrown in the bin. And then Sunderland away was just after Christmas. But it seems that was a little bit of a turning point, the Sunderland game, I think. But actually, we've been progressing and we've been playing better and better. Chelsea come to us and won 2-0. And obviously Chelsea are a very good side, but they haven't annihilated us like they have in the past. We played Man City in the Cup. We took them to extra time. We give them as good as we got, and with a little bit more luck on the day, a little bit more clinical finishing, we could have seen them off. And then they come to us 3 days later in the league, and we ran them ragged. So it has been coming, and like you say, it's been that transition has been coming, and we are a hell of a lot better on the ball than we were 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. We're getting players forward a hell of a lot quicker. That transition from back to front seems to be so much quicker. The front four, we mentioned last week in the men's game against Hull, the movement of the front four, the interchange of the front four. And it's the same with us at the moment, with Rachel, Emma and Charlie behind Ellen. We're causing teams a hell of a lot of problems. Long may it continue.
Going back to the catering, David French says no sugar at St Andrews, disgraceful, and in answer to that, Steve Plant says there's no sugar because they don't want ball tampering. Very clever.
Sore subject.
Very clever. Dear. Is Chris Pugh the Colin Tatum of the ladies' game?
Certainly not. No. Chris Pugh is the annoying fan that hangs around and waits to hear what Marc says at the
I
end
wouldn't
of the game.
say that, fella. I wouldn't. Somebody who's genuinely interested in it, that's all I'd say. So. and it's welcome. So,
but I like to, even if people are sick of it, I'd like to keep.
And
it
answering
practical.
Bleeper's question, how come the ladies don't play at St Andrews? Pete Taylor said one of Check and Doy's stray passes might appear midweek when the women play and interfere with the game. Poor man does get some stick. He does get some stick.
You don't know. Rightly so.
Yeah. Marc, Anna, if I put £100 into a cancer charity, can you arrange for Mr. Font to take a penalty before your next home game against Dan? That's Dennis again. He's asking.
wow.
He's asking.
I'm sure we can.
£100. There you go.
Sure we
Turn
can.
your
I'm
shorts.
gonna have to set my boots on Sunday.
There you go.
Sure we can. Just let us know if that's real, and I'm sure we can.
If it's from Dennis, it will be real.
Okay.
It will be real. Absolutely 100%.
I'm sure we can arrange
That's
that.
going. Do you know what?
Is that as bad as the bungee jump?
That's ending.
We had to do a bungee jump.
Did ya?
Yeah. Should have seen his eyes when he come up. I've never seen him so red in all my life.
That's ending one of two ways. That's ending up with me slipping on the ground, or that ball going straight into Land Rover.
We're doing a backup. Yeah, right.
Yeah. That is the only. That are the only two options of what happens when I.
So that's £100 to cancer charity for you to take a penalty against Dan. Can we arrange to have it videoed as well?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure you can. Yeah, you'd
And
have to have
Facebooked.
that as evidence. Yeah.
Well,
Well, we've got his bungee jump as evidence, and oh dear me, it was such a funny day, wasn't it, Chris? You were quite
That's
looking
what
forward
that
to
was.
it.
That was before. That was before one of our games. That was
It was, yeah.
because I went straight. We
We went straight to the game, didn't we?
To Solihull after that.
Yeah.
Can't remember which one it was. But yeah,
But yeah, your eyes were so red; they were just
I'll put
completely,
through
utterly
some
bloodshot.
nonsense for this. I am.
What did you do that one for? I can't remember. What was the? Was it Birmingham Children's Hospital?
No, it was the Sunshine Smiles,
Sunshine
Charlie.
Smiles. Yeah. Adam works not to rub pepper in the wound, but I bet the ladies don't have a smelly flag. I bet theirs smells wonderful.
They don't have a flag. We should have a flag.
That's so far as a comment of the night, mate. Honestly, we've got a flag at St Andrews that they sometimes pass around. They must keep it in a musty old shed somewhere.
Okay.
And every week the smelly flag gets mentioned.
Everyone hates it when it comes out. It's dragged around. And
You can see more running from the top of the hill to the bottom just to get away because it stinks when it comes over the top here. But it is funny. Great call, that
Chris
one, Adam.
Pugh to take a penalty, then go in goal to face Anne's.
Yes.
The humiliation
Yes.
just does not end, does it?
We can do that, can't we?
I'm sure we can.
And you up for it?
Yeah.
Nice one. Where's this game being played at?
The one on Sunday is solid. I don't think
We
Bristol
wouldn't be
will
able
let
to get on
us.
the pitch
No.
at Bristol.
Sunday, Solihull. What am dum. If the Oracle's on, can she tell me what I'm doing Sunday? I'm not going to do it, by the way, because I would snap. Honestly, I promise. Danny wants to know who's better, Check and Doyle or Emil Heskey.
God, it's not even a question. That's insulting to a man who's got probably over 50 England caps. scored a goal at home against and away actually against Villa. Scored home and away against Villa, and you're comparing him to.
There you go. So,
Check and
you've
Doyle.
you've answered the question. You've answered the question.
Who? And smash it as hard as you can straight at Mr. Fun. Well, that is charming. That is, isn't it?
And Mr. Monk said we need to bring packed lunch if we want to leave our seats early for food.
Oh, it's an
I don't leave early, right? I will get out of my seat and walk up to the top, but I always have to wait like right at the top for the arpus to go before I go out and have a fag in the morning. Dirty, horrible habit.
Yeah.
Dirty habit. But no, I don't miss a minute. And I don't think I've ever been late for a game either. I don't think so.
Okay.
That's since 1973, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Never missed a minute.
No wonder your hairs go up on your arm then.
Oh,
Yeah.
When we
You've
talk
only got to
about-
mention it, honestly. And you need to get a close up of that one day.
I went to Man United away the one year, and we drove. And at about 20-3, we were in Oldham, and we hadn't got a clue how we'd got there, and we were absolutely miles away. And I'm not even sure how it was like physically possible. We got in as the game was kicking off. Oh,
Wow.
obviously
We were very close at the Huddersfield away one, weren't we, to the kick-off there?
that was close
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when we last played Bolton away on that famous day with Mr. Clark jumping into the crowd, I hadn't got a ticket for that one, and I was sat at home, hardly daring to look at social networks, one thing or another.
Yeah.
And then it came through that we got that late goal. Look, here we go, it's off. We got that late goal. And I sat in my front room, right, and tears literally rolled down my eyes. And Sharon's granddaughter was in the house. She was only about 12 at the time. And she looked at me and she said, "What's up?" I said, "It's football, court. It's football."
Yeah.
Yesterday, that child, now 14, went to B&Q with me. She's commandeered a bedroom in our house, right?
Okay.
She's painted two walls royal blue. The other two are white, and she's going to have a perfectly dedicated Birmingham City bedroom.
Oh,
Wow.
poor girl.
And that's what we long for, fans like
Yeah,
that. That's
yeah.
what we want to
Yeah,
do
of
for our
course.
fans. We
Yeah,
want to do that for our
absolutely,
fans.
Yeah.
You know, we want to share that because that look how it makes you feel, and and that's
like
what we
I
want.
said before the show
We
started.
want to do that for you.
I don't stutter. I rarely stutter, but like if I'm affected by something, I stutter, and I just cannot put us in that frame where we're in League One. I can't even imagine it. And I've been down there today to put the tickets up, and you look up and the facades are all nice. I mean, I remember when it was proper old school football ground, like you know what I mean. But like there's facilities there, and there was people milling around, and this, that, and the other. And had a nice chat with Amir, now ticket on officer friend, who even took me to his car and showed me all of his clothes he keeps in the back of his car for whatever reason. And he'd got a pair of shoes on, and there's another pair of shoes, and they're exactly the same as the pair of shoes that he got on. Bless him.
Just in case.
We were just talking random stuff, and anyway, so it was and you look up and like there's pictures of players on the walls and things and flags flying now. We didn't have that back in our day, and it's just surely too big. It's got to be, hasn't it? It's got to be too big to go.
We'll find out in the next week and a half.
Oh, no,
I think.
Please,
Really.
please don't, please.
Just a message comes through. Claire J. Smith. My daughter Katie plays for BCLFC under 10s as goalkeeper, and Anne is a massive inspiration to her.
There you go.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah.
She's brilliant. She's great.
Someone you know.
She's got
yeah.
great character. Yeah, I absolutely. I've been down to watch some of the games and training, and Anne's had a few photos with her. So she's great. She's there all the time, supporting. We've grown it through the kids, grown through.
It's actually something I've noticed actually down the games. This may well be Anne's influence as well. There are a lot of more girls with goalkeeper tops on, as well as the home and away kits as well, and that's. Yeah,
There you go.
That's really
I
good
made
to
it.
see. Yeah, you did. But it's good to see that there's young girls coming through who don't just look at the Frank Kirby's and things and see that want to score, but also that their heroes are coming from goalkeeping and defenders as well.
Not many women like Anne anywhere really are there. So what a great role model. And you know what? The thing is with Anne, she's so humble and she'll always talk to you and she'd spend time with you, and so
That's all we want, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's it.
We're all
That's
human
it.
at the end
We're
of the day.
human. We're human.
I ain't no better than you. You're no better than me.
No,
We're no better
absolutely.
than the Queen, apart from she's got more money. You know what I mean?
A little bit more.
Just a bit.
Yeah. Aye. Stuart McDonald says, going on with Coach Huddersfield with you lot has put me off coach travel for life. Not only did we go on a coach to Huddersfield, right? We had a 6-foot coffin painted in the villa cover that was in the hold.
Oh wow.
And
Wow.
Went down quite well.
it went down brilliantly. The copper's face.
Did it make the news?
Oh my god! Yeah, every news channel, even on Fox News in America.
Yeah.
5.5 million internet hits in one weekend.
Childish.
She got
Very
royalties.
childish,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Really, really, really funny. And I just hope it doesn't come back to bite us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Honestly, karma it's a funny thing, but in football it comes around. It seems to come around so much. As soon as you start gloating and getting big for your boots, it comes back and kicks you.
Yeah, it does.
people saying don't talk about the drop, please. I know, but we're not out of it, are we? So
No.
we have
No.
to talk about it.
No.
It's,
Not by a long shot.
um,
Like I said, the next we've just said about how we've got 3 games in a week. The men have got 3 games in a week, and that defines whether we've got a chance. It don't define whether we're staying up or going down. It defines whether we've got a chance of staying up or we're going down. Because our running after that is a little bit tougher, and so actually you want to pick these results up and get momentum going into those other games then.
Dennis is still waiting for his royalties for the coffin. We put it to good use though. Sold it for £301 on eBay, and a guy picked it up outside here, and we marched out and put it into his van. It was all good fun. The best bit was they organised Aston Villa's florist to make a wreath in the Aston Villa badge, real flowers. Proper flowers, right? And that was paraded in front of the coffin. But it was just the look on the police faces was just the pictures that we got were brilliant. But
the rivalry.
Yeah. Oh, it's proper.
Rivalry. Yeah.
Oh, it's proper.
Yeah.
We don't even say the words in here. Those two words, they're B6. That's it. Postcode B6. Yeah, we'll do the draw. No mention of relegation, please. It was only a few weeks ago. It became mathematically impossible to reach the playoffs. Pete, I love your inspirational words, my friend.
Yeah. Should we do the draw?
Yes. Would you like to draw? This is for somebody to win a prize. Whoever shares this. Yeah.
You're responsible. Any complaints come to Anne?
Now I feel pressure.
There was
Time in my life, I feel
Yeah,
pressure.
but listen, we had a guest in the other week. There was 120 perhaps names that people had shared it. And my brother won one and my sister won the other one. 2 competitions, wasn't it?
I'm still not sure
Who
how
selected?
that happened somehow.
Who pulled them out?
One of them was me. I know I wasn't in on it.
Gloria Jackson. Well done, Gloria Jackson. You are the winner this week. Did you manage to get the hats out? They've all gone, so everything's been posted out, has it? But the best part is that my brother, who is in exile in Brighton, is a B6 fan.
Oh, okay.
So he needs some keep right on stuff.
Good work. Good work.
Hey, lovely. I'm predicting great things under Monk. I really hope we've landed on something good now. And away from the revolving door, it's in the board's hands now from Ian Fontaine. I totally agree with you.
On the situation about Gary Monk, obviously recently playing, he's had short spells at where he's been, but he's a relatively young manager, as like yourself. Is that so close to the ages of the players? Really, is that a help? Because you can more understand personalities and characters a bit better than people who are a little bit possibly out of touch with the game. Maybe a little bit.
I think the difference that I found with women is they're very conscientious, and I think that you appeal to them on a level and you kind of get the best out of them as long as they know that you're being honest and true to them. I think they work with you. I think with men, I think there's a little bit of ego where you have to be told the story. So if somebody tells you a great story, you kind of tend to go along with ego orientated. Whereas with women, it's quite the opposite. That they'll focus on doing the job they really, really can. Look, of course the men care, but that the girls aren't quite at the kind of prestige level as men are yet. Hopefully it gets there one day, but I just think that I just think you got to believe in what you're doing. I think Gary Monk believes in what he's doing. I think
he talks the talk.
He talks. He's got like.
But no disrespect to Steve Cottrell, he couldn't. He just couldn't. He was. If we'd have scored 4, we'd have scored 4. And his interviewing techniques, Rowett's interviewing techniques were brilliant. I like the style of Gary, the way he portrays himself. Yours last night was very good as well, I must say.
Oh, thank you.
No, I mean because you're here. I thought, what proper words.
That's the thing as
and
well.
the right way to speak as well.
Yeah.
Dealing with the media is a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
Not us here on this level. I'm talking like the nationals and the TV people. And
proper media.
Yeah.
This is probably
No, but Gary Monk, ever since he's come in, his narrative has been the same. It hasn't changed. From the moment he walked in, it's about getting the players on side. It's about getting their confidence up, and it's about getting out of the trouble that they're in. That has been the narrative. It's not, you're not focusing massively on this game. Obviously, we're fans. It's natural that we look at the fixture list and go, actually, next 3 are massive.
Yeah.
We need to do these. And probably within the squad and the manager himself, they'll be looking at it and thinking, really, these are games we need to be winning if we're going to get ourselves out of it. But that's not his narrative. His narrative is always, we just need to get out of it. And you've been the same since I've known you. It's been change the attitude of the players. Change, we want to be this dominating team, and that's been the same. Like I said, since we've started talking. And it seems like that'll always be the case.
Yeah, look, I genuinely think I've just seen a question about do you have media training? And
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that one. Yeah.
And I've not had media training. I'm fortunate enough to have quite good common sense, and I think that's where most of my media training comes from. If that's how you want to put it, I talk to the girls as I would talk to the media.
Yeah.
So if they want to use that against me, that's what their choice. But at least I know that nobody can catch me out.
Should, really, to be
no,
fair. Yeah.
but at least nobody can catch me out because I don't
You're
have
not
to
saying
lie.
one thing to one
I'm
person,
not
one
lying.
thing to another,
In the
yeah.
men's game, players and managers do have media training.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, there's media training that I could have. I've been on. We've tried to do our own in-house at Birmingham before, where you're recorded and people assess it and ask you naughty questions. But no, I just find that you tell the truth, and then some people think you're lying, but I'm just telling the truth. Like, we want to dominate football. Why would we want anything else?
Yeah.
Why do I just want to get points each week just for the sake of it? I want to make something fans
It's the name,
get
it's the
goosebumps
badge.
about. Yeah, it's the passion,
the
it's the
day,
passion,
it's the everything,
the romance of football.
Don't get me wrong, when the ladies score, I get goosebumps.
Good,
No,
that's
no,
brilliant. That's brilliant.
We were still
I lost a little bit of control at Man City.
We're still next to Chris Woods, I think, weren't we?
Where?
At Solihull.
Chris Wood, yeah, because Kirsty would have been there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
couple of quick questions. Are women's goals the same as men's goals? I.e. the size and everything? Exactly the same.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Pitch
she
height
fills
is the
them.
same.
Yeah.
One question I asked my friend over there, because I knew nothing about women's football when I first started this, do they play for 90 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
120 sometimes.
Yeah, but, yeah.
120 and then 90 3 days later.
yeah, exactly.
So the answer is yes.
Is the same person asked the quick, and then I think justifying his question was because women on average are smaller in height. Doesn't apply to some, obviously, but
How tall are you?
180.
Oh gosh, in English, sorry.
5 foot 5 to 10.
It's
Five
wrong.
foot
5'10".
10.
5 foot. We're on
10.
Brexit now, mate. We're leaving all that behind us. Whoops! I've just nudged your camera, just checking that that's still in the right place.
But then on the other hand, we've got Hannah and Fran are quite tall.
Tall,
aren't they,
very
for their
tall.
ages as
Fran
well?
is taller as
Fran's
me.
tall.
Yeah.
Anne, yeah.
What, she's 17 is she, Fran? I think?
Yeah, they're both
Yeah.
17. So.
But then Sophie, who is our other keeper on loan, she's at the other end of the spectrum.
Yes.
She's quite a smaller keeper. But
Dennis, Anne, look at the four men in the studio with you. Who would you pick to be your centre half? Actually, can we take Marc out of this equation and just do it for us three? Who would you pick to be your centre half?
Myself.
that's
cracking
a
answer.
confidence boost.
There you go, Dennis. That one was for you. Oh dear me! Just to confirm, I'm not doing overtime Saturday as Cotterell's gone from Ian Lomas. Be great to see Gary Monk come to see the ladies play. It would be actually, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be good.
Yeah.
Paul
No.
Robinson's been a few times.
Yeah, he's
hasn't
brilliant.
It'd be very
Paul's
good if
a
Gary
good
Monk could
support.
come in here and do what you guys are doing, promoting
Hopefully.
Birmingham City Football Club.
Hopefully.
Wonderful.
Birmingham City. When I say Birmingham City, it means ladies and men's.
Good stuff.
Ray asks maybe a question for Anne as part of the changing room. Do BCLFC have characters in the changing room, like people who are up for a laugh?
I see how you
And-
backed
and
out of that
do
one
the,
straight away, haven't you?
do the
Let
main
me
ones
have a
with, like, the
listen.
jokers in the dressing room.
Can we take him out?
You
Please. No, like I would say for a laugh is always Lucy, I would say Paige.
Yeah.
Sometimes Aoife with her own, yeah, sense of
style.
humour.
Yeah,
sense of humour. Yeah, but I think we have everyone is bringing like a big or smaller confidence or attitude with them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have a good team because everyone is learning from
Yeah, of course,
everybody.
yeah.
So it's just like I would say all of them. You can learn from everyone.
Yeah. And how does that differ to? You came from PSG originally, like a big club in France, a worldwide known club. How does that differ, changing room wise? Is it a tighter group at Blues than it was at PSG, or is it quite similar?
compared to Paris, it was for me the French people are really like just it's work and nothing else.
Okay.
Obviously, there's always passion and everything behind it, but it's just like you didn't have that much. Well, no, you had fun, but it was just like not the same. I think, but it's also from the people. If you would pick like French people instead of English people, I would say the English people are more open. But we had in Paris, we had a lot of international players.
Yes.
So we had like Swedish, American, a lot of German players, and that makes the team a little bit more open.
Yeah.
But I think I really like the environment here because it's just like everyone is really open for everything. And in Paris, it was just like work.
Yeah.
What made you choose Birmingham City?
That's a good question. No, I think I wanted to play obviously, and also I just want a challenge because I think the French league is not challenging at all, and in England I was just like I was looking around and I played in Germany for Potsdam. They are also one of the best teams in Germany.
Regular Champions League latter stages. Yeah.
So I was just like I play for big clubs, and now I want to change something, but then we play against Liverpool, and then I have nothing to do again. So that was not my.
That doesn't mean you're changing.
No,
That doesn't mean
don't
you're
get
changing.
leaving because we're getting good.
Adam wants to know if you're a local boy, Mark.
Yeah, I'm from King's Standing, so
King's Standing, there you go.
yeah. So I'm a very much a Birmingham born and bred, and I love my city. So.
And Dave Twine says, I know this isn't Blues related, but it came up 20 minutes ago that Iceland have announced diplomatic boycott of the 2018 World Cup in Russia.
Oh,
What
wow.
does that mean?
I think they won't be the last as well. I've been expecting it from somebody. I wasn't expecting it from Iceland, to be fair.
That doesn't mean that the team are dropping out. Just that people won't go, or
it came on news now 20 minutes ago. Iceland announced diplomatic boycott of the 2018 World Cup. Whether that's diplomats and
Yeah,
I think that's people. Yeah,
Right.
people of importance and power, if you will, won't be attending. I would be amazed if any team drops out of the World Cup.
Okay.
Personally,
Has Mark ever played football?
Not just semi-professional kind of levels at Telford United, Hereford United youth teams and so on. But then I gave up quite. But I gave up. I gave up quite early because I gave up at 18. I had a former Blues player as my manager, Pat Wright. So Pat Wright was my manager, but we then got to a point where I knew I was not going to be exceptional at football playing, so I wanted to be exceptional at coaching. So I'm hopefully going down.
At a
that
very early age, you went down that road.
Very early age, at 18, I think, and then I got my B licence by the time I was 21, and my A licence by the time I was 24. So
That's pretty good going, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's not bad. It's not bad.
Kev Kelly, I've seen Chris Pugh down at St Andrews, and there's a lot taller in real life. And Dennis is asking, Anne, who's the best player you've ever played with, and also the best manager who has managed you?
Oh.
Dennis is the one. He's giving he's giving the £100.
The best player I played with.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Obviously, it'd have to be. I think for me as a goalkeeper, obviously, it'd have to be a striker because they push you a lot.
Yeah.
And that's really, really hard. I actually enjoy to play again with and training against Ellen White, but I also really enjoy to play and training again against Anja Mittag.
Okay. Yeah.
She's one of my favorite strikers.
Yeah.
Best coach.
You had to be fair, you had a guy in Germany in Potsdam for a long time, didn't you?
It's
As a
think
hero,
the coach in Potsdam was like a little bit like outside football, a lovely person, but inside football it was just like I felt like I'm in the army.
Okay, very strict.
But I think that was really, really important for my development as well. So it's not like he wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
It's just like when you move out from home and then it's just and then someone is coming to you and
So how old were you
bullying
then?
you all the time.
How old were you when you went
20.
there? So you're leaving home
So,
at
yeah.
20 and joining a big club and
Yeah. So it was he was actually a good coach, but at the end he stuck too much to the old habits.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you don't like me anyway because I'm trying to make you redundant,
Yeah.
aren't I? I'm trying to make her
Yeah.
not be
No.
in any of the
Yeah.
part of the game apart from
Don't-
playing out from the
Yeah.
back. So
Yeah.
Well, I said last night as
Full
well.
centre half.
Yeah.
yeah,
I've got to watch this game tonight because I think I saw you once, literally, like fleeting. But having said that, when you're going to stuff Liverpool 4-0, so be it, and all to the good. Ray says, and I challenge you to cut the ends off the football socks of one of your fellow players before the game. And Mark, do you realise you look like a young David Beckham?
wow.
Who said
I
that?
think I think the
Thank you
camera
very
is-
much, but
It's not
Yeah,
not
there's
right.
something wrong with
The
that.
camera angles. Have you got a picture of David
Yeah.
Beckham somewhere? That's definitely not right. That was prior to him actually looking all right, though, wasn't it? If you look at
The
young
old curtains.
David
Yeah,
Beckham,
yeah.
wasn't the greatest, was he?
No,
so
yeah.
maybe that's what they
Possible,
probably look at
yeah.
me as the ugly David Beckham.
And Dave Twine says more to follow the officials, it says, as far as the Iceland thing goes. Bleep is saying Iceland have got no beef Madras curries. I've had to make my own. Iceland boycotts includes oosh while clapping their hands together.
That wouldn't be missed.
Gloria Jackson, keep right on, guys. Asda may follow Iceland's lead. There they go. We're into the last 15 minutes. Right, okay, so today's challenge, what can we set today? Anything to do with shopping and football then? Anything to do with shopping and football. There you go. So you had your Icelands and your bits
Yeah.
like that. Anything to do with shopping.
This one gets a cap.
Yeah, well, you're
Yeah.
a top man. Did you see that there?
Top man.
Top man,
I went
like
into
it.
that. Yeah. I know I won't get a hat for
3
it.
out of 10.
I know I won't get a hat for it then. Question for Mark. Do you think Ellen White likes 30-some... I beg your pardon?
Can we read
Yeah.
it before you say it?
Asking for free, I won't bother. Audi
Ellen
has
White. I'll answer for Pete. Ellen White's married.
Ellen
So,
White's married.
Yeah.
All right.
I think
Happily
she's
married
more-
as well.
Audi,
More
Asda,
married.
Sainsbury, like Iceland, have all drawn a diplomatic envoys from the 2018.
Very good. Yeah. That one's been done now.
Yeah.
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 No more. No more along that route. A question from me. Obviously, we're looking at obviously Phil Neville's come into the England management role. Recent squad that was announced for the She Believes Cup. Ellen was in it. A couple of other Blues players could have been in it. You're behind that defence that has been pretty good for a number of years now, and I'll pick out Aoife and Jess Carter.
Sorry. It's all right.
Yeah.
Tesco's are promoting Russia. Every little helps. Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Sorry. Go on, carry on.
6.5. Obviously, Aoife and Jess have been a mainstay of that. What your views on you've played in behind centre halves and defenders in the past? What are your thoughts on the way Aoife and Jess have come through and progressed?
Well, I think Aoife is a really, really good defender. Like 1 against 1, I actually trust her to 100%.
Yeah.
Also, she's good on her feet. She's actually trying really hard in training all the time now to play out instead of just going long. And I think she developed a lot since I'm here. So I think she has really high potential to play for England.
Yeah.
Because I think she's solid. She's trying things in training, also in games, when she can and when she knows she can do it. So and she's a really intelligent player as well.
Yeah.
So she's actually providing all the, like, if there's a mistake, like from another a player or something, she knows, okay, that could happen, then she's there. Jess, I think she's a really, really good right back. She's physical. Probably she has to work a little bit on technical, but I think they are both young, I would say.
They've got that on their side, haven't they?
Yeah, so they just have to work harder and just to they need the consistency, and I think then it comes from the England manager that they were selected.
Yeah.
So I'm actually really happy to play with them, both of them, because I think they are really, really good for the defending lines.
Yeah, definitely.
Going back onto the shopping, Kev French says shouldn't that be every little helps. Michael Morrison's shop is not too bad from me.
Michael Morrison, okay, yeah.
Not bad.
At least it's blues related.
It is. Shay Adams does good. Oh, no, we're not doing that. Goodness gracious me, behave, people. Anne, who do you think will win the Men's World Cup? Do you think this has been the most and who do you think has been the most inspirational person in your career? So we'll go to the Men's World Cup first. Who you got tipped for that one?
Well, I'm always a big fan of Spain.
Yeah.
I actually really like Spain a lot.
You should have come last week.
Yeah.
Joined my fan club last week.
No, I really like Spain, how they play, and because I'm a really big supporter from Barcelona. So since I'm a little girl, I think Spain has a lot of potential. Also, I think Germany is also really good. Always
Current holders,
tournament.
obviously, yeah.
It's they're just a tournament team. I think they need the challenge, and they need okay, now or never.
Yeah.
So how long do you think the Ryanair jet will be down on the ground for England?
I think England wasn't bad. I was watching against when they play against Netherlands, and I think that they're actually really good. They have a good combination between young player and older player. So I think.
Well, I've got a night off tomorrow, so I will watch the game tomorrow night.
Okay.
But I still can't forgive the manager for missing that penalty. I can't forgive him. Not ever. Not ever. Never will I forgive that man. Never.
Even if
what if we win the World Cup?
Even if Eric Dyer, I don't know where it's probably not going to be Eric Dyer, but even if our captain is lifting that trophy at the start of July, and then you're not going to give it him then.
I'll give
You're
it
still
players.
not giving it him.
I'll give. Oh yeah, of course I'll give him the credit for it, but I will not forgive him for missing that penalty. I'd gone all the way to France in a mini metro on a beer run and came back with 2 wheels in the air. I've got that much beer in the car, right? I didn't, because we lived in like a little cul-de-sac at the time, just in a village just outside town, and invited everybody in. This beer was stacked to the ceiling, bottles and bottles and bottles of it. And my ex-wife came home. I was crying against the lamppost outside, apparently, and she got 19 black bin bags of beer bottles out of the house. Now that's football.
19.
That's football.
Wow.
Proper. We party hard. That's why they call me Mr.
When we're going out of the cup.
Chris, your predictions then for England? Not tomorrow night, but
I agree with Anne. Like I said, I watched them Friday night, and qualifiers are respect. Qualifiers are difficult because it's you can only beat who's in front of you.
It always puts a snores on every time we talk
international football is battered on this show, and I think it's disgraceful. But I think like you said, the front three, the movement and the pace of, obviously Kane wasn't playing, but you had Rashford, Sterling, and Lingard as your front three.
I wouldn't make it a habit calling me that, son.
What was that? Oh. Shall we move on from international football?
Well, there's a game on tomorrow night. I mean, and we've got a summer full of football coming up, which is a blessing, to be perfectly honest with you, because our summers are normally, we finish the show like at the end of the season, and then start a week or so before the next one.
Yeah.
But we've got a whole summer of football this year, so we might do a couple of football specials. I think you've knocked me off screen altogether. Yeah. And
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that anybody wants to see my mush.
But yeah, we could have a couple of shows.
But I think, right, okay, I have to confess that I just remember the 90s, okay,
Yeah.
right? I was 5 at the time. I can remember grown men crying in the streets and, people going around to other people's houses because tellers were in short supply back in those days. Seriously, though. But now, they're just... the players just don't seem to have that same level of commitment and to pull on that shirt for your country. You're disagreeing with me.
I'll always disagree with you.
I know you will.
I don't see how a professional footballer who's got male or female
I've got a question for you in a minute.
has got to the level that they've got to play, to represent their country in an international. I will never have that they don't care. Or they don't.
Paul Gill can't look forward to the World Cup at the moment. Let's worry about our own team, not England.
Well, that's the point. Obviously, you've got so much going on with Blues
now.
You've got so much going on with Blues at the moment that is the main focus at the moment. Yeah.
Is it common practice for you to allow your star players, or any of your players, whether they're on training or on the way, or at a football ground, to wear these white headphones that play music?
Our girls don't really. They
Why
do on
don't
the. He said, "Do you not like
I
it?
hate it.
Do you not let them zone if they think they need to zone? Because on the coach
Did we need
travel,
to zone in 1966?
not necessarily, but has the game changed?
You didn't have headphones there?
So what did they do? They had a bit of banter, play cards, and probably,
I do agree. That's
instead
a good
of going
aspect.
into this solitary
We do that,
world.
though, a little
Right.
They play
on the
games
coach.
on the coach
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our girls are quite good.
I'm specifically talking about the England setup and the way that is, right? They're supposed to be playing for a team and they're zoned out in their own little word, playing my music. Go away.
You
Get
don't
the
like
headphones
that,
off,
does it?
rip them off the heads and stamp on them. Be done with it. You go as a team, you play as a team, you talk as a team, surely.
Yeah.
And I'm sure in the right moments when they get into the dressing room and they're out when they're training, then they have they're a unit then and a team then. But for me, it's personal preference.
Our girls in the changing room, we probably spend 3 or 4 minutes speaking. The coaches, the girls, the girls communicate. The girls have the conversations before game. Literally, the changing room is theirs. We go in, we advise, we come out because we've done our plan. So they know we've done all the analysis. We've practiced on the field. They do their own talks.
Who's the loudest at that point?
Nobody, because I think we are always in. If someone has to say something or think she have to say something, then we just talk.
Yeah.
There's no
So there's no one.
No,
one
we are
main person.
actually.
It's each their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron Gellers, I strongly agree with the music thing. Ray Hobro didn't have headphones back then, that's quality, but you're right. Pete Taylor, these kids with portable gramophones, ain't it? Adam says, do you allow the women to wear gloves and snoods?
If they feel comfortable.
He feels wearing gloves.
If they feel comfortable. Look, as long as they give everything on the pitch, I don't care what they wear.
Exactly, and that's the reality. If Jesse Lingard or Kane and Ali, if they link up to score the winner in the World Cup final and do their silly little handshake thing, I don't care what they could do whatever they wanted. They've just scored the winner in a World Cup final.
We've only got 4 minutes left. Marc Ann can't wait for Sunday to see Mr. Fun failing his penalty shootout. Everyone, it's Easter weekend. Get there to back the girls.
I'm going to surprise everybody. I'm going to rock up and give her the eyes and slide in the
Oh,
bottom corner.
wow.
Everyone, it's Easter weekend. Get there to back the girls and please boo Mr. Fun on the run up to his slide on his backside.
That is exactly what it is.
Bleep a great show again, lads and young lady. Keep right on. Can we give Mr. Fun a flyaway ball for his penalty? We've got an ending. I don't know what the ending's going to be. It's a couple of minutes away, but always a pleasure to talk to you and any of your teammates. So Aoife's been in and
Paige has been in. Yeah.
Four or five.
We had Karina Schroeder. Jess came in. Karina
in.
Schroeder and Marissa's been in as well.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you though. It's a real pleasure.
It's
for us
Birmingham
to do it.
City, right?
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
The name, those 2 words. Those 2 words tattooed onto my arm. Right.
Love it.
Okay. They're
Love
tattooed onto my heart.
Good.
All right, and I mean,
Sounds
we have got.
medically painful.
I don't care. I don't care. We've got 2 games, Saturday and Tuesday. Saturday, big, noisy crowd at St Andrews. Sunday, as many as can possibly get
Hopefully.
to Solihull Moors, right? And there's no
Hopefully.
reason. It is Easter. Dennis was right in what he said. It's Easter. If the Oracle says I'm doing nothing, I will be there, because I will be there. I watched you on your bungee. At least I'm supporting you.
Biggest moment.
But you know, if you're not doing anything Sunday, it's Easter. What a boring, horrible time of the year, eating chocolate. I can't stand the stuff, vile, horrible stuff. It should never have been
There you go,
invented.
then. No
And,
excuse,
and then of course it's the big one, Bolton away. Nearly 5,000 Birmingham City fans.
Awesome.
Are
Shows
turning
the club.
for that.
Yeah.
We're talking a quarter
of that ground.
of our ground is travelling to their ground.
Awesome.
I mean, I don't know how many they had in their recent game.
But a quarter of our average crowd, about
Yeah.
20,000.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
quarter. One in four.
Awesome.
One in every 4 people
Say
are
they
making
get,
that journey.
Say they get 15,000 on that. A third of that will be us. That's ridiculous. That is. And what you know, if we go and beat Ipswich on Saturday, you know, the confidence and momentum that will take to that Bolton game,
And the noise.
plus nearly 5,000 Blues fans. You know, it's 90% of getting you over that line.
Yeah.
You know, if the players can't perform on that, then
Yeah.
they never will they?
Well, as for Steve Cottrell saying they were scared to play at St Andrews, now that was one of the
Proved wrong
one of
already,
the- one of
hasn't
the
it?
very silliest things he ever came out with.
Yeah.
I don't dislike the man. Don't get me wrong. I don't dislike the man. But if we hadn't have had Harry and we hadn't have had Stevie, then we wouldn't have Gary, would we? We wouldn't be where we are at the moment. Yes, we're in a
It's a journey.
precarious, awful position at the moment.
Yeah.
But just think, 2 games in and it could all change for the
Could
better.
Absolutely.
Mark, thanks ever so much.
No, guys,
and thanks ever so much,
you
Mr.
very
Fun.
much.
Thanks ever so much, and Chris Brown. Thank you too. And keep right on. Good luck for Sunday. We'll hopefully be in a good mood this time next week.
You will. You will.
Goosebumps
You
again.
will.
On my neck.
Have a lie down.
Go for it.
So half time comes and I went down there, you know, and all the United fans are sort of massing round and were very happy, and I thought great. And my mate came down. He said, "Yeah, go to the bug." He said, "I'm going to get a Bovril." It's Birmingham tradition, you see. So I came out and I'm looking for him. He was right at the end of this canteen. There's hundreds of United supporters around. He said, "Hey, Kenneth!" He said, "Kenneth," he said, "they haven't got no cow in Bovril."